Remember when? Hello guys, I'm James. Christian take, Ceiling of Darkness, Part 2. We know the ceiling of darkness, which is caused by yourself, other people, or demonic influence. We explained what the ceiling of darkness was. But let's continue. We read Jeremiah 17, 5 through 6. Let's read after that, 7 through 8. This is what its life is like without a ceiling of darkness. You don't want society. You don't want yourself. You don't want people. You don't want your parents. You don't want anybody who are friends, loved ones, spouses, anybody putting a ceiling of darkness on you, because you won't be able to see. Just like when they navigated years ago, if there were clouds in the sky, you can't see the stars. So let's see. Blessed is the man, Jeremiah 17, 7 through 8. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh. But her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. So this is someone who trusts in God, not in their spouse, not in their boyfriend or girlfriends, as some people do. They manipulate and distort the marriage relationship into a dating relationship to make it like they're the same when they're not. Or someone who trusts in their trusts in their teacher. This is not someone who trusts in their teacher, trusts in their school, trusts in their coach to make them successful, trust in their government to get them something, trust in a school to give them a scholarship, trust in, some marriage to put their two conglomerate families together for a success, or trust inside Wall Street or something like that. This is not someone who's doing that. Their trust is in God. Because when you do trust someone, like they always say, you can only see as far as the captain can see. If the captain is heading a certain direction and you're on his crew and on his boat, you're following him as far as he can go. And if he doesn't see, if he doesn't know that see, God knows more on the maps. But if your person goes to the end of this map, there's nothing after this, that's as far as he's going to go, that's where you have a ceiling. But this person, their trust is in the Lord. That's the King of Heaven, not man. Their hope is in the Lord. And he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh. So this is a tree that's planted by the waters, and unlike the person who didn't see when good came, they won't even see when bad times come, because their heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. So this is not even so when a bad opportunity tries to knock on their door, they don't even waste their time with it, because their trust is in the Lord. Because it won't be someone who's trying to sneak and connive and say like, hey, we can do this, and we can make millions and millions of dollars, and all I need is your money. So you don't want that, right? So let's continue. You won't be conned if your trust is in the Lord and you consult the Lord. You won't be conned into that. You won't be trusting in the school, because you don't know if 2 years from now the school might shut down. So let's continue. And of course it says, they shall not see when he cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought. That means you won't be constricting yourself, because your trust is in the Lord. And if you go to a country and you're having a business and the country tries to have a recession, you won't start constricting your giving to the church and helping the poor and your programs. You won't start firing and laying off people, because you will not be careful. You will be anxious in the year of drought. Neither shall cease from yielding fruit, because your heart and trust is in the Lord. Your business will thrive. You will thrive, and when your heart is in the Lord. And all the people who are not following God, the ungodly, the wicked, who are losing their jobs and losing their families and sons and daughters and stuff like that, you won't, when to poverty and stuff like that, and they lose their jobs, you won't be like that. You will be a person who your heart is in the Lord, your trust is in the Lord, and you won't cease from yielding fruit. This is someone who doesn't have a ceiling of darkness. And when you don't have a ceiling of darkness, not only can you see the ceiling and the roof, which is the physical universe, when you have God, you can see everything. You can notice if someone is in a room and they're crying physically, because your heart's trusting the Lord. You're not trying to see what everyone can do for you. You're not focusing on yourself. You're focusing on the Lord. And so when you go in, you're not in a haze. And when you go in a room, you can minister to and smile at and be nice to that person who's in there, and notice the person who's over in the room crying. And of course, you can not only see the ceiling and the roof, but you can also see the sky, which is the mental universe. The other one was the physical. In the mental universe, you can see beyond. You can see the possibilities in a company, possibilities at a school. You can see answers because your mind, you ask God for the wisdom of the Lord, so you can see. And that is why you need to not have a ceiling of darkness, because you can see a way out of a financial situation, because mentally you can see what's going on, and with other people you won't be clouded. Like if someone, like I said in another video, if someone says that's a mean person, well, you got the wisdom of God, so you can see beyond that and consult with God. And of course, not only can you see the ceiling and the roof, which is the physical universe, and the sky, which is the mental universe, you can see the stars, which is the spiritual universe. You can see beyond. You can look at somebody and see potential by faith. You can see a restoration of a hospital that's running out of money because you got faith in God. Without faith in God, the socialistic, atheistic humanism will not be able to, when they see a failing system, unless they have a natural answer for it in the physical or the mental realm, they're not going to be able to see that we can really take over this company and revitalize it, because, you know, whatever they just learned in the mental universe, the mental education world, they won't be able to see potential. You know, that's why a lot of directors miss actors that could bless the world. That's why a lot of agents miss musicians that can bless the world. That's why a lot of teachers and coaches and parents and lots of people and bosses miss people, because without the spiritual knowledge, without God, without your trust in God, you will not see potential inside of somebody. Where in the natural or in the mental realm, we'll say in the natural, they don't look the part. In the mental realm, they can't, it doesn't look like their math grades are good, so we're not going to help this kid get to college because we already see that his test scores are low, because we're so stuck in the natural realm we can't see potential. But not only can you see not only the ceiling and the roof, which is the physical universe, and the sky, the mental universe, and the stars, the spiritual universe, the main difference between this and a ceiling of darkness is you can see beyond the edges of the universe. You can see to eternity, because that is where everybody's headed anyway. And you can see decisions that are being made right now today, and you can make decisions that affect persons' eternities in heaven or hell. More like the kingdom of heaven than the kingdom of heaven, beyond heaven and hell. We move to the kingdom of heaven, new heaven, new earth, new Jerusalem, or the lake of fire. So you can see beyond, and with a ceiling of darkness, that will not allow you to see that at all. And you'll just be living for here, and you'll just be acting like this is all that's here. And even if you're saved and filled with the Holy Spirit and believe in divine healing and stuff like that, if you don't stick with God, you will miss, and you can miss an opportunity to help somebody that you stopped in the country. You could have said hi, could have blessed them or whatever, but you were so far thinking about yourself, you know, not trusting in the Lord, what you got to do in your thing. You know, the cab, you know, the cab is delayed for an hour, so instead of just, you know, relaxing and praising the Lord, where you could have actually met someone and looked over and saw someone crying or something, or smiled or enjoyed walking through the place, you would have had a wonderful time. But, you know, you missed it because, you know, you just missed it because you weren't following God. But with God, you can enjoy and find new things and stuff like that. So that's why I say you can see beyond the natural into the supernatural. So that is what we have for us today. I'm looking at the thing because it says apparently the battery, I should have charged this before, but it's 9 minutes. Let's wrap this up. So the ceiling of darkness caused by yourself, other people, demonic influence, and without God, you can't see the ceiling, you can't see the roof, which is the physical universe, you can't see the sky, which is the mental universe, you can't see the stars through the clouds, which is the spiritual universe. But without the ceiling of darkness, you can not only see the ceiling and the roof, which is the physical universe, you can see the sky, which is the mental universe, the stars, the spiritual universe. You can even see beyond the edges of the universe to eternity. I love you. Thanks for joining me. Blessed name, live, Lord, King, Jesus Christ. Live, move, be, like, comment, subscribe. And remember, it's easy to get out for yourself. Just you'll have to focus on yourself and make active stuff, you know, active action to stop it. Get rid of the ceiling of darkness. Pray God to take care of all these. If it's caused by other people, ask God what to do with it. You can pray for them, supplicate for them, and God can help fix their personality or change the situation. Or you do need to get away from the person, which will require faith. And if it's caused by demonic influence, you do need to consult God or a spiritual leader in addition to that, and God to help you deal with the spiritual thing, because there's a ceiling of darkness on someone's head, someone's life that's spiritual. You can't throw money at it, you can't throw drugs at it, you can't throw advice, you can't throw love and hugs. That's not gonna work, okay? I love you, thanks for joining me. I already said that, so like, comment, subscribe. This is part 2. Woohoo!